The organization I work with, The Word, a storytelling sanctuary, was also received funding from the NEA. In fact, I'll be in touch with all of you very soon because we just learned that we will be doing a big read in Denver this fall, and I will invite many of you to collaborate with us on that effort. If we haven't already talked about it, expect a call from me soon. We center voices from communities impacted by growth and change of the city while creating pathways to cultivate empathy and connection through sharing our stories. So I thought it might be best for me to answer these questions via poetry, which is what I primarily do. I have lived in Denver all of my life, and with my travels, I'm often reminded I am so Denver. The Rocky Mountains, snow-capped and sturdy as welcome, the downtown skyline and its twinkling hello, saving Pepsi cans to go to Waterworld, daring my best friend to ride the wild chipmunk at Lakeside, pressing pennies at Casa Bonita, spending lunch money at Town and Country on corn nuts and Jolt Cola, drinking coffee at Muddy's and White Spot and Paris on the Platte, reading poems at the Black Pearl and the Mercury Cafe, getting kicked out of the market for singing too loudly with my best friend, the player piano at Crystal Palace, my grandmother playing the piano at church, the peacocks at the zoo calling after the gates have been locked, the tall building shadows leaning into their sides. And what is important to remember about all of this is, before Coors Field, the streets downtown looked haunted after 5 p.m. And before the Rhino District, there was 5 Points. And before the 5 Points was the Wild West. And before the Wild West was the Arapaho, Ute, and Cheyenne. And before the concrete was soil. And before the buildings erected, there was digging. And all of this growth has been born from breaking, a pressing of the earth until it opens, a climbing into an open sky. May we allow our imagination to find the frontier while we remember who and where we have been. Denver, a city filled with doers, dreamers, and believers who have always learned to make what we need together. Remember that we and this sunshine go together. We dance and sweat and sing loud enough to make the neighbors notice. Clap hands so loud we startle ourselves. Laugh rich and toothy with all our breath and laugh some more. I say, look, love. Look at the tiny bit of bright in your breastbone, or that loud freckle just west of your nose. Or notice your big toe and its wiggle, or even follow the gap between my teeth to remember doorways and windows to the future. To the we who pour ourselves over horizons in unmistakable color, let us remember that a return to indigeneity is possible, that after catastrophe, new life can bloom, in reclamation of its own natural domain, hinting always of the stories to come. The places that I mentioned in that poem primarily are places that allowed me to be a poet. Of those places, only one of them remains, which is the Mercury Cafe. Every Sunday night, which is one of the longest running poetry readings in the state of Colorado, we close with a poem from the local poet, Ted Vaca. Denver, Queen City of the Plains, lift high our spirits, sing well our praise, for in you we live and are loved. Thank you all.